Hey everyone, welcome to the Mile High Game Guys Board Gaming Podcast. I'm not Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And this is another Wednesday episode brought to you by our most sponsor. You have sponsors, our sponsor, Great Fox Games.
See, when you do more than two, it sounds fine. It's
Yeah.
just only the two that annoys me.
They're the sponsory ones. They're the only ones that we can convince not to listen to us.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to the Wednesday episode. We're here
Yep.
with not Adrian, as he so rightfully said.
Yes.
On episode 180 something.
182
182.
is Wednesday, March 11th.
Previously recorded live.
Yes, previously recorded live. That is
Always
correct.
recorded live, never recorded dead.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I wouldn't put it past us.
Nope. Carbon monoxide. Just knock you right out.
You couldn't even tell in this garage.
Yes. We just left the car running.
But yeah, so
It's time to talk about things.
it's time to talk about board games
Yes,
specifically.
with our special guest, not Adrian.
Not Adrian, yes.
Are we doing board games first? Banter first?
So we do board games first now, and then
Oh.
after board games, but before Kingdom Death and Blood Bowl, we do a mid-show banter break.
Okay, well, let's start with what have you been drinking?
Well, I am currently drinking the Epic Brewing's Big Bad Baptist Imperial Stout out of a can.
Interesting. I've never heard of that beer before.
I'm sure you have not.
I'm sure you've had enough of it.
Yeah. As someone who isn't Adrian,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Because Adrian loves stouts.
Mhm.
I saw those in his freezer, and I was like, I bet he put them in there just to ruin them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, he really likes Imperial, like real dark Motor Royal. He likes to drink that. So
Yes. What are you drinking?
I have a breakfast stout from Founders.
Woo.
nice.
I don't know how old it is. We're
doesn't-
in the purging point of my cellar. We're at the very cusp of actually cleaning it all out. So
Impressive.
I don't know.
Are you just going to clean out the entire thing, or?
Oh yeah, it's,
okay.
it's going.
Okay. Don't have room for it anymore, or just not
Done. Dead. Done.
Gotcha.
Because I'm finally finished. I had those beers that I've been saving for 12 years, so I can finally sell them off.
Okay.
So we'll drink 2 sets. I'll sell off 4 sets, and that'll be the culmination of my cellar, and I'll drink all the rest in
How much-
celebration.
How much do you think you can sell each of those sets for?
I do not know that answer. Before the barrel-aged sour market crashed, over $1,000 each.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Now, maybe less, 500.
Gotcha.
I don't
Why did it crash?
know. People don't care about spending a ridiculous amount of money on barrel-aged beers anymore. Everyone's on the hazy craze.
Ugh.
So you spend 4 times as much as beer's worth, but it only lasts you 3 weeks before it goes bad.
Gotcha. Well, there we go.
Yeah. That's your beer update.
That's the beer update.
Beer.
So board games.
Board games.
We always like to start with what we streamed on Friday, which we were trying to do Nemesis, but the person who had the game
Yes.
chickened out. He was just like, can't do it. Just don't have the nerve for it.
Fuck everyone. This game's too scary.
Yes. Last time we played, his face was upon his hands the entire time.
His hair went white.
Yeah, it was
It's probably because his minis weren't painted.
definitely, yeah.
His copy I don't think is.
No. Paul has the
Paul's
sun drop
got
one.
the
He's got
washed.
the ink washed one.
Yeah.
That makes such a big difference.
Yes,
though.
it does.
They look nice.
Yeah. We would have asked Paul too, but he had surgery the day before, so I was like, I'm not even going to worry about that.
Yeah, his heart got snapped open like a celery stick.
So we decided we were trying to figure it out, and we got a suggestion on our Slack to do, with all this coronavirus stuff going on,
Yes.
do some Pandemic. So we decided to do Pandemic Iberia.
Our favorite pandemic.
Yep. We can only get me and Jeff to play, but I find it best at 4 players, so we just two-handed it.
Yep.
I played 2 characters, he played 2 characters.
And we got rat fucked like minute 1.
Yeah.
So we played with the patients, influx of patients
Yes.
challenge, and then we had one historical disease.
Typhus.
The red disease.
Yeah, which made it, if you had 2 or more cubes on there, it took 2 actions to remove a cube instead of 1.
Yep.
And boy, howdy, did we have so many of our initial things.
I think we had 2 red 3s.
Yeah.
No, we had a yellow, a blue, and then a red.
But then we had a couple 2
And then we had
reds.
two reds,
Yeah.
and then probably another single red. So
Yeah, we didn't have any black to start out
none.
with.
So we started with a bunch of reds, And then our first 4 epidemics, fun fact, we went to 5 epidemics,
Yep.
were all red.
It was real and they're all right next to each other, so they just
Yes, red on the Iberia map is very similar to how red is in regular Pandemic, where it's all really connected and close to each other, which made it was easy to kind of go in between, but it was hard to use the one mechanic we really needed, which was the rail lines, to get the rail lines where we needed them.
Yeah.
Because the rail lines are limited, but you get unlimited move if you go from anywhere connected with a rail line.
Yeah. And I we said on the stream, this is my favorite Pandemic that isn't a legacy, because it's mostly Pandemic, but with just a couple tweaks versus Rising Tide and Fall of Rome, where they go real right turn on those sort of things.
Have you played Iberia, Ant?
Yeah, I haven't.
Sorry, not Adrian.
Not Adrian. Yeah. We played it a couple times when it first came out, but I haven't really played it since. I was actually looking at it today, thinking about it, but
I want to bring it to game night because I want to play it more because it's a lot of fun. And the components are all good quality because they're all wood components. You don't have to worry about the plastic components or anything.
Yeah.
And it has that interesting strategy level of the preventative purified water and stuff like that.
I thought that was cool. I really like the rail system in that one too.
Yeah. I like playing the guy that builds the rail lines. And the hospitals are interesting because it pulls the closest cube towards it one space.
So it helps sometimes with those, if you can pull it from something that has 3, it's great. Now it's only 2.
Yeah. But
if you don't keep on top of it, if you get a lot of cubes near it, it's going to start pulling in, and then it's going to outbreak and spread them all out. And you're just
yeah.
It is some interesting, different ways to think of the strategy of it about preventative versus curing.
So we did really well for how much we were getting boned.
Yeah.
Because we had a quick epidemic back-to-back, and then we had a really long gap in there. And that sort of put a bunch of cubes all over the board, but thankfully that thinned out the just hardcore red type typhoid nightmare that was going on.
Each time you flip from the bottom, it was red too?
4 of the 5 were red. Yeah.
The first 4 out of the 5.
Yes. Then we got really low on player cards. Basically, we knew we had one more round that was going to have an epidemic. We knew where we were screwed on yellow, but we knew which city was in the deck because it was the last one.
Yep.
We mathed it out to where we could get someone that had an event card with 6 actions, and he could research the yellow cure because we had black and blue by then.
Yep.
And then we were literally 1 action away from being able to do it with red as well.
Yes.
There was basically 2 rail lines that we never built because it was not a priority because red was really
red
the priority.
Kept fucking with us. And so we're like, oh, we'll build it next turn. And then it was the next turn came up, it was like, oh, red's still fucking with us, so it's going to go again.
Yeah. The rail guy was just going up there and treating disease because we had to.
Well, and the worst part was that the last 2 yellow cards that we had that were that we needed to grab, one of them was in the middle of the mountains in between 2 dotted lines.
Andorra.
And the other one was in the middle of the ocean in between 2 dotted lines. So we could not build railway to it.
Nope.
So the person had to spend 3 actions basically to move there, grab it, and then move away.
Yes.
And that's really what killed us.
Yep.
And then just not having that 1 extra movement to then go on the railway all the way up to where the red line was to drop it to get it picked up, basically. So
we got it down to about 1 action.
Yeah.
But either way, after the second one, we got the epidemic. We drew 4 and it exploded and it was over.
Yeah.
You're so close. Let's just shit on it.
Oh, we were going to lose anyway.
Yeah, once we mathed out that we were 1 turn short, we were just like, all right, well, let's just see how it ends up. And then we immediately get outbreaked out. And we're like, okay, well, didn't matter in the end.
So yeah, Iberia is great. It makes me want to play more Iberia, like I said before.
Yeah, same here. And I think that was my first time playing with the patience, and I like that too.
Okay, I definitely played it with the patience before, but I mean, it's been so long. I don't remember
exactly.
when. I think if we had drawn any of the other historical diseases, we would have been way better.
Yes.
Off because yellow will, if it infects a port city, it will infect each adjacent city. With 1 cube, and then black will, if it infects a city with none, it just does 2.
Yeah.
And then blue, if it outbreaks 2
steps.
distance.
Yeah.
Which all of those I would have rather had than the fucking 2 actions to
stubborn,
remove
yeah.
1 cube.
Yeah, because it meant the only way we could get them out with any sort of like, and not take forever was to use the rural doctor who can spend his action to get 2 off of his spot or 1 from his spot and 1 in another.
Yeah.
But it still was spend 2 actions to do it.
Yes.
And it was just, yeah.
And once we got the preventative stuff there, because we had the nurse
Uh-huh.
that has like a permanent prevention token.
Yeah.
That helped a lot. And then getting the purified water up there.
Yeah. It just sucked that she was down south before it really went to shit. And
Yeah.
it took a long time for her to get up.
Yes. It was nasty, nasty time.
Yep. But we did.
It was very close.
Yeah. We did as well as we could while still failing.
And this game also reminded me that you do event cards randomly. And I haven't played a Pandemic that's needed that for a long time. Because it's always just like one quiet night, resilient population,
Yep.
remove cubes. And we had stuff like you get to sail wherever you want or get 2 actions. And
By
stuff like
randomly, you just meant the events that you got put into the deck
Yes.
were random? Okay.
Yeah, you shuffle like the
Because normally you pick it in
Legacy.
In Legacy is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
And
Yes.
it's been so long since
that you
I've
just
not-
you didn't choose what the events were. They were just in there.
Well, I had shuffled them up because I was like, I seem to remember this, and then Jeff was like, "Well, we didn't get a chance to choose our events yet," and I was like, "I
don't do that.
don't think we do that this way."
You don't. There was something else that the hospitals are easy to build because the research is where you collect the 5 cards,
Yeah.
but you can build a hospital for 1.
Mhm.
Just 1 card of what that city is. You don't have to.
Yeah. But you can only have 1 out of, and you don't use them to move anywhere, so they're not like in regular Pandemic and stuff
No.
like that, where you can actually like fly in between them.
And when you use the influx of patients, you actually remove 8 purified water tokens from the supply, and you get 2 more added in each time you build a hospital.
Yeah.
So it restricts that a little bit.
Mhm.
Do you guys like the 2nd and 3rd expansion to the original Pandemic?
I haven't played really any of the major expansions.
No, I didn't play in the lab or emergency response. I'm going to say that's what it was. I didn't play those at all.
No.
I had On the Brink, and I liked that one. That's also where I had a game of Pandemic literally go like,
you told this story on the stream.
Yes. But if we started playing, I took my turn and then Jeff took his turn and then we lost.
I've had that happen before too.
And it's over.
And it's over. I've heard some good things about it in the lab, but
It just makes it more complicated.
yeah.
Because you don't use the global map or something.
No, instead of curing a thing, you have to go on a sideboard and do a side game.
Yeah.
You have to research it basically,
Yeah.
and then the emergency response adds like animals or something that
Yeah,
can
I don't mind that one. I like that one.
Okay.
It adds a sideboard too where it connects more cities because it basically you go off on the sideboard with a connection and then you come back on with a different connection.
Gotcha.
It's interesting.
Okay.
I mean, but it adds a die roll to
Right.
infections. Why do you need that? So,
Yeah.
Ugh.
but
Gotcha.
Well,
Okay.
and there's a million, side Pandemic games out now.
Exactly, yeah.
Rescue Response or Rapid Response?
Rapid response, yeah.
And then there's the dice game.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's another one announced out there.
we
Inevitably, season 3 is going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
got the expansion to Plague Inc., but we haven't played that yet. That's what
yeah.
we should have been playing this weekend.
Yeah. Plague Game was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. All right, so that was our Friday stream. But,
Yes.
that's not the only thing we played.
No,
We actually played something, all 3 of us together, which was Imperial Assault.
Yes.
We've been doing that
for a while.
for a while. We took a break from Gloomhaven to do that. And
Yep.
I don't
Which
know
was
if-
over a year ago.
maybe it was like, it's so long ago, I can't remember if we took a break for one for the other or the other for that one.
We were doing them simultaneously,
Okay.
and I decided that I was driven to finish Imperial Assault rather
Gotcha.
than half-ass both of them. We're just half-assing one of them.
Right. No, yeah. So we are playing, this is our second campaign that I've done with you as the game master. I don't remember what
The Imperials?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. The Imperials. And we are so close to getting done. We have 2 missions left. Like
Two
One?
left. No, 2.
Is
Because
it
there's
2?
one and then
Okay.
the finale.
Yep. And so which campaign are we doing again? Is it the
Jabba's
This is
Realm.
Jabba's Realm.
Okay. All right. Which is one of the expansions,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
The big box.
The
Yeah.
first big box?
No, the first one I think was Hoth.
Was it? Okay. I have no idea what the order that those
Yeah, I
things
don't know. I don't know at this point either.
Yeah.
It's just all sort
you
of
just have all of
compiled.
it is
Yeah.
what is happening. So we are it's one final big mission because we just finished a side mission, right?
We finished my side
Yeah. There's
mission.
one more regular story mission, and then the finale
Yeah.
is the big mission.
So we did the cybernetic, got all their arms and ripped off,
Yes.
legs ripped off person side mission.
Yes.
Where she fought the Nexu that
Yeah.
ripped all of her arms and legs off.
Yes. And I remember we did a mission. It was like 2 or so missions ago where we had the Sarlacc pit and we were running around it, and we kept trying to throw people. And I had known that one of my perks that you can buy with XP was just pick up and throw people. And I was like, oh, why did I have it for this? And so the next time I had enough XP, I was like, I'm getting this fucking thing. And it actually came into use on this mission, which was great because
it made great effect.
Yeah, because we're basically trying to get this intel that my dad
There's a
had.
nav chip
Yeah,
or
nav
something.
chip that my dad had. And I open up the little bunker that has it, and there are these 2 little, what are they? Like
the little
Loth
creatures.
cats?
yeah.
They're little kitty cats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cute little kitty cats.
Kitty cats. They like were biting on it or something like that. And
Yeah.
and so they were wanting to run away, but I still had my activation, and I was able to immediately sidestep to the one around the first one to the second one that was actually holding the thing, and then I hit it once, and it was
One away from death.
One away from death, and I was like, perfect. So then I was able to just pick it and just throw it against the wall, and it just splat. Except the game is like, oh, you did 5 damage to it. Instead, it's going to hop on this big guy. And I was like, everyone was just like, damn it, no.
You just
mama
threw
cat.
a kitten against a wall. This giant cat's gonna come save it and throw it on its back and run away with it.
Yep.
But that was like round 4 of 6. In round 1, we had the Nexu, which did I murder that first big one?
No,
Paul
it was a
shot
burger
it.
bot. Both cats.
Paul shot the big cat twice.
Oh yeah, there was one. There was one. Yeah.
And he's like the Admiral Akbar sniper guy.
Gotcha.
Mon Calamari.
Mon Cal sniper. But then you had 2 Trandoshan bounty hunters that are really good close up, and we were really afraid to get close to them. So we just kind of wasted the rest of that turn, hoping that they would sort of move up and then move back, which they did. They moved up, shot, and then moved back. Or
One of them did, and then one of them stayed.
yeah. So I decided with my I had just gotten the pulse cannon in the previous round. That has a vibro bayonet on it, and my character has the close and personal, and so he was able to like move and then strain twice to get to him, and then I roll 5 dice, 2 yellow, a green, a blue, and a red, and absolutely disintegrated him. We put down a bleeding token for where his remains.
There was just some blood.
Yes.
Reminiscent of the one of the opening scenes in The Boys, where someone's just standing there and they just watch the person just sort of disappear with blood.
Yeah. And then I think someone else killed the other guy. I don't remember if he shot me after that.
He did, but then I remember Ant ended up spawning 2 more to basically come take revenge, and then he kept sending those guys.
We finished off the other guy, but in my turn, I just turned around and shot 2 little kittens twice, and disintegrated them. Yes, the vibro bayonet that we also call the vibro dong.
Vibro dong, yep.
Yes. It used to be on like a hand cannon, but now it's on an actual legitimate like machine gun that this guy is supposed to have.
It is now a mounted vibro dog.
Yeah. And so I just kind of went back and forth killing Trandoshan people with doing like 12 damage in one round. And then you guys pretty handedly destroyed the Nexu that could like teleport across the board as it swung on vines.
Yes.
Which was annoying. But we got it down enough to where we finally won a mission.
Yes, we did.
You have a good win streak going now.
Yes, we did. That's our 3rd win,
Third in a row.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one before that was a hard-fought win, but we were able to do it.
Yeah, we were on a like skiff, and then some stormtroopers docked to it, and then we had to run to a shuttle bay or something with a dewback.
The stormtroopers came up on their own skiff, and you just walked up to it, and you're like, well, let's blow up the skiff.
Yeah.
I just shot the engine, and it's like, well.
The skiff just crashed right into the sand.
Yep. So my character's pretty set for items.
Yep.
So we got 2 missions left. I look forward to just Darth Vader appearing.
Oh, yeah, no. As Paul's saying, Ant's setting us up to get super murdered in the finale.
That's what happened in the first one's finale. It's like, It was like that scene in Rogue One.
Where Darth Vader appeared.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened in the last mission of that first campaign. He's like, he's going to murder someone.
Yeah.
I think he murdered me.
I think he hit you. He killed you off in one turn.
Yeah. Darth Vader real sucks.
Yeah, well.
I think we had him in like the co-op campaign
Oh,
once.
that was hilarious.
And then we sent just rebel troopers up against him, but rebel troopers were white.
Oh.
And he completely dodged him.
Nice.
And then he just fucking crushed his throat with force choke because it does auto damage, no defense.
Yeah.
Pissed him off.
Sure.
That was like this one trooper is going to go up to Darth Vader and he has to stall him for one turn or Vader's going to catch us.
Yep.
And he goes up and then he rolls the pure dodge. And the three of us just cheered. Oh, he got real fucked after that, but still.
Yeah.
That
He
one
stalled
dodge.
him just enough
That's
that
all
we
you-
ran away.
That's all you got to
Yeah.
do.
And he got out of range.
Oh, yeah.
So is Imperial Assault.
Yeah.
Plenty more Monday.
Yes, we are.
Tomorrow. 2 days ago.
2 days ago. There you go. So we finished that one mission, and we weren't sure if we wanted to play another one or not, but we opted against just playing a different game.
Yeah, we didn't want to have to rush whatever because it was an actual mission, not a side mission.
Yeah.
So
I didn't have anything set up for it, so I didn't want to start it at like 8:30.
yeah.
And have it go to like 11:30.
So we played a quick game instead.
Yeah, so we decided to play Legendary Encounters Predator.
Yeah, we were
5
leaning,
player.
we were leaning at Alien,
Yeah.
and then we were like, well, let's do Predator.
And yeah, Paul had never done Predator before.
Yep.
And we are like, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And,
Yes, because it was me, you, Aunt, Julie, Paul.
yes, our entire Imperial Assault crew.
Yes.
We're like, let's just get together and kill an alien in the middle of a jungle. Which,
Yeah.
boy, howdy, did we?
We took mostly Predator 2 characters.
Yeah.
4 of the 5.
Yeah.
I think I was the OWLF agent,
I
which
still can't figure out what that is.
I think it must be a misprint. I could only assume it's supposed to be a wolf agent.
That's
Gotcha.
what their wolf makes sense, but
But
Yeah.
like a OLWF whatever agent. It was the guys that had the freeze guns in the cooler with the meat in the
Yeah,
second one.
gotcha.
Whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I just know Gary Busey was on the NSA
Mm-hmm.
in that movie,
Gotcha.
but it's been a while.
Yes, it has. I was a gangster.
That's right.
Yep. Julie was
he was a reporter, I
yes,
think.
a reporter.
Mm-hmm.
You were
I was Billy.
you actually was you were the one Predator 1 guy. And
Which one's Billy?
It ain't no man.
yeah.
Oh yes.
So
Yes.
he's the tracker.
Yes, the
Billy,
tracker.
You ain't scared of no man.
He just screams at
Yep.
the end.
Yep.
Because he gets real killed.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then I forget what Paul was. He was something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Nope. But yeah, this one felt normally how most games of Predator go for me is
update from the chat. He also doesn't remember.
yeah. But most games of Predator for me go, it's going okay, and then somebody dies, and then
It's going okay, and then we lose.
well, and usually it's either the first person that dies or the second person that dies has the strike that lets
everyone explodes.
that when they die, a bomb just go like they have a bomb attached to them that explodes and just kills everyone and we lose. That's normally how this game ends for me. This one did not do that. It like Paul was saying, it felt easy. It felt we were there, and there were a couple times when you had 1 health left, I think, Jeff, or
And I was
was
the one that had the
close.
most.
yes.
I had like a 5 and a 4, I think. I had like 2 really big strikes that were easy to get healed off of me.
Yeah.
But at one point I was like, well, we can't draw a 2 or I'm dead.
Yeah.
And then we drew like a 0 and a 1. or
Yeah.
something.
We're like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God.
If you and Julie had been switched seats, I think we would have lost.
Yeah, I could have seen that.
Because I think it just happened to work out really well where a lot of people had really garbage hands at really convenient times.
No, what we should have done is you and Jeff should have swapped, because all of that card you had that let you draw strikes, you would have drawn all the big strikes that he was getting, and then he would have drawn all the small strikes that you were getting for actual damage.
That was super frustrating.
Yeah.
So there's a character that I think is that basically you draw 2 strikes, and then you get to add how much damage those have to the amount of damage that you're doing. Except the first time it was a 0 and a 1. And then it was an asterisk,
Yep.
and then a 1, and then another 0 and a 1. And then the final one, I think, was you had a 1 and a 1.
Yes. How many cards would you say you bought in that game, Ant?
4.
Yep.
4.
Yeah.
But I did a shit ton of damage
Yes, you
a
did.
couple times.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. We got through all the objectives pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
We would just be like, I scan, and it's our objective, and we would do that over and over. The cooperation cards were super important, and it's a lot easier for that to happen in a 5-player game because there's more hands out there. There's more cooperative cards that can be played. Where in a smaller hand, it seems like that would be much harder. Because each player can play a cooperative card to that whoever that one person is, right?
Yes.
So they could get 4 cooperative cards.
Yeah.
Which is what we did to kill the one ugly mother.
Yeah.
With my special card that could turn a money card into a damage or a damage card into a money. And
someone's like, I got money. Here you go.
Because I could give him that, and then someone else had to cooperate with a 2 money, and that just hit your 10 damage that we needed to kill it. And then its a little arm bomb thing came out after that, and I was like, well, it's already dead. So
Yeah, immediately after, too.
Yeah. I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah.
Then everyone got to the chopper pretty easily. We kept killing things on our way out, too, so it wasn't like it was close.
Yep.
And we didn't have to leave anyone behind.
Nope.
And Ant didn't have to choose to be left behind.
That was a grudge. The first time we played, we were all getting onto the chopper, but I had another deck that was built straight for damage. And if I would have pulled, and I had a culling deck too, so I had maybe like 8 cards, and if I had pulled 5 of them at one turn, I would have killed him outright. So I just stayed and took the damage to try to kill him.
Yeah. So yeah, we crushed the Predator.
It was fun. I still haven't played the second one.
I've never played second one either.
I don't know if I've played the second one. I don't know. I've only played Predator a couple times.
Yeah.
And I know there's the Alien vs. Predator, and then
Never tried that either.
Then there's the one where that's the one where you play as predators.
Yes.
And then you hunt aliens. And then there's
the Queen too, and I haven't
Is
played
that the one that you have to have the little pack to be able to do Alien vs. Predator?
Yes, I think so.
Because I thought there was another mode that was in there.
No, they released the Queen expansion.
Yes. Well, so there was a mini expansion that let you put in and let you do the Alien campaign like as the Predators.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they also did an expansion that added the Queen and then also the homebrewed scenarios that it came up with, and they also added Covenant too. So.
Yes.
Or not Covenant, the other one.
Yeah, I think it's Covenant.
Alien Covenant, yes.
Yeah,
You just run down the trench instead of going to the left or right.
It's not Prometheus.
That's what I was thinking of.
It is Covenant.
Yes. It is Covenant.
Which was the better of the 2 movies, but they both weren't great.
Yeah.
The last 15 minutes of Covenant was okay.
Yeah.
And then the last minute of Covenant was bad.
I don't remember. I don't remember which one the ending was. Oh, no. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
Right.
So
that's Predator.
That was Predator. We also, Jeff and I, on Wednesday, finally, we just had to give the Wrecking Crew one last shot. Well, we would have kept going until we beat them, but we finally beat them.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Gave it our last shot.
Yep. So I was playing my Ms. Marvel aggression deck, and you were playing your Iron Man Justice deck.
Yes. I don't know if I adjusted it much. I think I put a helicarrier in, and that's all I did.
Yeah.
Because just something to make something a little cheaper. And I think when we played before, it was just my Ms. Marvel base deck. It wasn't any constructed anything. I don't know if you've done anything with your.
Oh, I've tweaked mine some, and on this one I had a card that let me attack a minion and then let it do overkill into the boss. There aren't many minions at all in this one.
One maybe, in
one
each
or
deck?
two.
Yeah,
and so I was like, I got to take this card out of here because it's going to be worthless.
Useless.
But it started out a little rough.
I didn't get any of my tech stuff until the end, and I don't think I ever had to discard 10 cards, but I don't think I got to any of my tech stuff until the last, 10 cards in my deck of 46 or so. So I was just sort of like sitting in the back being, I'm Tony Stark and I can't do much.
Yeah.
I was able to get out my like plus health, like durability thing and my plus thwart. So I was still like Iron Man has a 2 thwart. So I was able to at least turn into Iron Man and thwart for 3, but I wasn't able to do much beyond that until I actually got some of my tech stuff out, which did finally happen somewhere in that second shuffle.
Yes. You finally got that out. I was able to get some of my stuff built out well, but it was like taking, especially that the bulldozer guy, just like he can really hit you if you aren't paying attention. And so there were a couple times when we had to switch at like the worst moment.
Yeah, Wrecker had like 7 health left, and then the other guy was like, "No, you have to hit me, and I'm at full 22 plus whatever my bonus is."
Yep. And I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of stuff I want to build that one, but we had to attack him and then spend 2 fist resources. And I was like, you were like, well, I don't have that. And I was like,
Nope.
Looked at the cards I wanted to play, and I was like, God damn it, I do.
But once I started getting my Iron Man pieces together, it all really came together because they all kind of came out right. Just kept blasting out. You were able to give me a helicarrier to make things cheaper.
Because I had 3 in my deck because I want one of those out soon.
Yeah.
And then they just become punch resources if I need them.
Yeah. I was able to repulsor blast someone for a good like 7-9 damage to start with. And then I got my helmet out, which is if I'm aerial, it removes a threat from every scheme. So I was removing 5 threat, 1 from each. And then I was able to get my like repulsor blasters out, which was some free damage, and just sort of start blasting away.
Yep. We decided to take Wrecker out first.
He was the biggest one.
Because he always is like, if you're not defending, he does 2 extra damage. And all of his cards, it always feels like if we're like, oh, let's do these other ones, they seem like they're going to be worse, and then he ends up fucking us over. So we're just like, all right, fuck this guy.
Because you have to defend or you take 2 extra damage.
Which is like 4 plus whatever, and that I believe killed you last time.
Yes. Because it attacked me again.
And you couldn't defend.
And I couldn't defend.
Yep. But yeah, we built it. We beat it. It was still hard. I do like those, but it also really made me happy to play my Miss Marvel deck because I didn't have to deal with the Nemesis at all. Because
the Nemesis is bad.
Oh, I hate that Nemesis so much.
None of them are good.
No, but that one can really annoy you. And the fact that we didn't have to deal with that, it was like, oh, great.
Because it makes you discard upgrades and stuff.
Yeah, and then there's one that's just, you have to spend cards in order to even be able to attack
and it has 8 health or something nuts. Yeah.
What is the Nemesis?
The Nemesis, so each hero has a different Nemesis that has like a little 5-card deck that if it comes up in the encounter deck will come out with a side scheme and the villain. Yours is like Albert, like
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, which is some bird person.
Some bird person.
Yeah.
Thomas Edison, bird person.
I haven't read the Ms. Marvel comic, so I don't know what this is all referencing. Iron Man's is Whiplash, of course, from Iron Man 2 fame.
Yep. Killmonger is Black Panther's. But I think he also has like his side scheme like really accelerates stuff. And it's just, I remember it just really messed with us.
But at least the Nemesis things don't come out that much.
Yeah.
There's only 1 card that can really make him come out.
Yeah.
Until some other villain deck will come along and...
Is really,
Thor's out.
We got Thor.
We have Thor. Haven't played with Thor yet.
No.
I'm sure we'll play with Thor on Wednesday.
Yep.
He's got some aggression. He's super minion killy.
Yes, he is.
We'll play that second Green Goblin scenario and really wreck face.
Yeah.
So yeah. Marvel Champions. Also, we won against the Wrecking Crew. We killed them all.
Yep.
Have you guys looked up Thomas Edison yet?
No.
Do you know what he looks like?
Yes, because there's a picture of him on the card.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He's a bird person.
He's a bird person. Yeah. So I think that's basically it for me for what I've played.
No, incorrect.
What else do we have?
We also have played another game of King's Dilemma.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Forgot about that. King's Dilemma. We weren't planning to play it on Wednesday.
Everyone was there.
And I was like,
it's here.
Do you guys want to play that? You're almost done. We're almost done. We're like, yeah, sure.
Wrecking Crew was wrecked.
Yep.
Spirit Island was wrecked. They lost real hard. Spirit Island is now burnt.
Yeah.
Desert Island.
Yes. I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that for me to truly enjoy the game, I have to just absolutely not give 2 shits about like points and trying to.
Yeah. The only thing points get is prestige or crave.
And it's really enjoying
the Thomas Edison.
Did you read the story?
No. Feel free to.
Just breathe.
A scientist named Gregory Knox Clone the famed inventor Thomas Edison. Unfortunately, Edison's DNA sample is contaminated by Knox's pet cockatoo.
That's why he's a bird person.
Now it all makes sense.
Yes. King's Dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Points.
Yeah.
We don't even know what points are.
Well, not even just that, but yeah, it's like winning games or whatever.
What is prestige? What is crave?
Yeah,
we don't.
Because there are too many times I'm like, I want to vote this way because I approve of that or I don't approve of that. But my card tells me that I need it. I need all of those to be, all of the different things to be good up, the upper half or the bottom half, or it's like split. And I'm always just like, I don't like, and I feel like it's just dragging the enjoyment out of it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, I want to focus on these things. And then if I succeed, I'm like, if I don't succeed, it's like, well, God damn it. I don't want to, yeah. But I think I'll be enjoying it. I mean, I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I think I'll still be enjoying it more once I don't care.
We broke into our third storyline.
Yes,
our second storyline got a little bit more movement going.
Yeah.
But I pulled all of the metal coins from my copy of Edge of Darkness.
Yep.
Because the little tokens kind of suck in King's Dilemma.
Yeah, it's just cardboard
chits. Yeah.
So
Like I don't know, they remind me of like a old war game in quality.
yeah, I can see that.
But the metal coins are very nice.
Yep.
Also that default of like, well, you can give me a 4.
Yeah, instead of because the metal coins are 4s instead of the 3s that are in.
There still are singles, but I can be like, oh, there's 4.
Yeah.
Or do you want to give me 3 singles? I guess.
Yeah.
Or you can just give me 1 piece. So you got to pick up 3 pieces and give me 3, or you can just give me 1 4.
Yeah.
In that game, I got all 3 of my achievements for my faction, which was nice, and 1.
Yeah.
Tied for first in money. I didn't give a shit about power. Even though that last vote, if West would have put 1 more in,
I know
we would have had it.
It was. I think the vagaries of it for him was just like especially because of how much they were throwing power down. That he was just like, if we had been like, hey Wes, you throw a couple, we're good no matter what.
Yeah.
But whatever, whatever happens.
Yes.
So,
but we didn't know that they were like out of power either.
Yeah.
So
we had just gotten West to go all in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also gave him literally all their money.
Yes.
To vote.
To pass
instead of putting anything down.
Yep.
So yeah, King's Dilemma. It was fun. I won. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't know if I care.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Well, I know that so far I have been second to last, and last.
Yeah.
So
being first has done nothing except give me more prestige than other people.
All I know is that right now, fuck this kingdom. That's
yeah.
what
yeah. I think that's it for everything that Zach and I have played.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about either Scythe or Agricola?
Yeah, considering you guys have played Agricola also recently.
Yeah.
Yes. We played it last Friday.
Played 2 different 4-player games in which one game I taught 1.5 people and one game I taught 2 people. So it's been pretty good so far.
Okay. Is it the revised edition or the old edition?
Yeah, no, we got some sheeples. So
Okay.
it's revised.
Okay.
I don't really feel like there's much difference.
Because the old one was just cubes.
No, there was like a first edition, like a second edition, and then like the revised edition that came out a couple of years ago.
And then there was an expansion that added like the shaped meeples
Yes.
into the old version.
Yes.
I think that's the version I have.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay.
I don't really think there's the rule-wise much difference.
Does your
between-
box say revised edition
I
on
don't
it?
know. I have the sheeples though.
Okay. I think you probably have the older one.
Yeah.
But
Unless you
not-
got it fairly recently.
Yeah.
Like 8 years ago.
Nope.
Nope.
That is not revised.
But I do have sheeples, so
Yes.
yeah, it went pretty well. That's definitely one of those games where about halfway through you realize how to actually play, and then you realize that there's not enough turns to do whatever you want. Even if you knew how to play, you still can't get everything done that you want.
No.
But I'd say the people that were learning, I think their points were the first game I played this week were 6 and 8, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But one of them was Julie, so she she played again, and then this time she got 24.
Okay.
So that's a big difference.
Either 3 or 4 times.
Quadrupled your points, Julie.
Mm-hmm.
And then we taught 2 other new friends how to play, and they like halfway through the game you can see the anguish on their face where they start realizing the mistakes they made.
Right.
and they were trying to like catch up, and it just wasn't going to work out. But I think they got a 12 and maybe 12 and 10 points or something like that. So
Okay.
still not great, but
These seem low.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when the first time you play, you're barely going to get many fences out, and you're
Yeah.
not going to have enough animals, and it's just a lot of empty space. But
Fair.
it was pretty good. I still enjoy that game.
And you were playing with just the base game, right?
Yeah, we didn't play with farmers.
All right.
I feel like it's kind of
Do you have
not
farmers?
needed. Yeah.
The old farmers of the moor.
Yeah.
There's not more than one, is there?
There's a revised expansion because it was out of print for so long that they just made it, but for the revised edition.
Yeah.
So you can't buy it for the old version anymore.
Yes.
I don't know what I have then.
No, you have the
If you bought it so long,
Yeah.
the revised within the last year or two.
Oh, yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That figures that one out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still really enjoy that game. I feel like that game is really tight, and it's hard to play with new people just because it's such a short time span for the number of actions you get. You can't do everything.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty enjoyable game.
4 years.
4 years.
Revised
Okay.
edition.
All right.
Longer than I thought.
That seems right.
Yeah, I can't imagine I have that one.
Yeah.
It's got to be the other one.
But the Farmers and Moor expansion, and if you ever wanted to sell that, is worth a lot of money.
Yes.
But why would you ever?
But I also played Scythe,
Yeah.
which this is my second game I've ever played.
How many people did you play with?
A 4.
Okay. All right.
So they taught us Scythe, and then the next week we taught them Agricola.
Gotcha.
So
Because
the
I was thinking,
first time
you don't own a Scythe, right?
I don't own Scythe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have interest to. I enjoy the game, but I don't feel like it's a game that I want to own.
Gotcha.
Do you remember what faction you played? Color?
I was the Norse. I don't know what are they called? Do you know? There, I was the Norse. Whatever.
Yeah.
we know it. So I played a Scythe twice. The last time I played was like 5 years ago when it first came out. And it was Bullshit Paul, Jeff, and I.
It was at the anniversary at
Yeah.
Barrel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Bullshit Paul steamrolled across the map and cornered Jeff all the way into the one tile he started in, and had 6 stars as I was off by myself on the side trying to learn the game. And I got 1 star in before Paul won, and Jeff had nothing. That's pretty much how this game went too.
Okay.
Just like Agricola, there's so much to do. It's hard to figure out how you should do it in the order. That if someone knows how to play, like they know some efficiencies and certain things, and halfway through the game is when you realize the problems that you did, and immediately
Mistakes were
regret
made.
mistakes. Yeah. Like my starting board was great for upgrades, and I started on oil, and I walked away from the oil because I was trying to expand, and 8-10 turns in or something like that, I was like, shit.
Man, I wish I had all that oil.
Yeah, I was like just looking over there. I think I only ended with 1 star still, but if I would have had, I had a good setup where if I would have had 4 more turns, each turn I would have got another star. So I was really close on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Granted, 4 more turns is a long time, but I started picking up on what I was doing wrong and catching up. So each of my next 4 turns, I would have got 1 more star out of 6, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I didn't because he won. So
Yeah.
I made sure to return the favor. So when we played Agricola, I had no sympathy, and I just also racked up points.
No, you don't need food. You're fine.
No, you're good.
I haven't played Scythe in a long time. I got that insert. It's got a real nice insert. I haven't played it in a long time.
Yeah. Do you still have everything now?
No,
Or- okay.
no.
What are you missing?
The airship expansion, the campaign expansion, and then the legendary box, and then inevitably the broken token legendary box expansion to be able to hold all of that stuff in the legendary box.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It is a very heavy box.
Yes.
Yeah, when you have all that shit in there.
Yeah.
I saw the legendary box at Wizard's Chest yesterday.
Compared to Scythe with the insert, compared to Gloomhaven with the insert,
Same or slightly larger?
heavier though.
I don't know. I would assume heavier.
It has
Only
more.
six.
Which game do you feel more burden taking?
Probably Scythe.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot.
There's a lot of metal in there too. So
A lot of metal coins.
Yep, metal
Boy,
coins.
is there a lot of metal coins.
the metal resources and
And then I bought the other metal coins that they sold, which
Yeah.
were just
like 50s or something like that.
they were like colored in versions of the ones that came with it. So
Oh,
they were
gotcha.
like nicer ones.
Oh, okay.
But that was literally the only difference. They were the same thing but with color. Yeah. And Paul has mentioned that he did beat me with the disavowed combo. It's like the militaristic white faction, and if they have the one where it lets you like kill workers without losing favor or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he was just kind of just ramming me every turn. But I don't think it was even banned at the time.
That is correct.
It has been banned since then. And there's one other combination that is now banned too, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice because it was a learning game of Scythe that took less than 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
wow. Jeez. Oh, the one that we played at Barrel, yes. Because Paul ruined us.
He didn't ruin me. He ruined you.
He still won the most against everyone.
Yeah, but you gave me another 50 turns on there by myself. He probably wouldn't have came my way. I would have been fine.
Yeah, that's the total annihilation strategy. Just give me
Which have you
time.
been playing lately?
Yeah, total annihilation's great.
So
yeah,
Scythe is cool.
Scythe
But
is cool.
I also, you guys learned Goku.
Cuckoo. Yeah.
Go
Go
cuckoo.
Yeah.
We played that this weekend. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a
It's
nice
a
little
fun
portable game.
Yeah. That I'm another game that I just for whatever reason garbage at.
Yeah. Was this the same? Did you play it again?
No.
Okay.
I've played it 4 times and I've been last every single time I've played that game.
I think I did the same strategy to you because every time I play those kind of games, I like to be the asshole that tries to make everything super awkward. And the best part is when we started, Paul was like, I haven't seen anyone lose on placing the bird yet. It just seems, once you get to that point, the game's pretty much over. And it was coming up to him, and he had the bird there, and I did one extra dick move to try to put one stick just facing his face. Because I was like, if you're going to place this, you're going to reach over this. And the bartender came around and started asking us for cocktails, and he picked up the menu. And he was starting to turn around with the menu, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna hit it! He's gonna hit it! He's gonna hit it!" And then he put it down, and he's like, "No. I saw the stick. It wasn't a big deal." And then he immediately put the bird on and dropped it.
Nice.
It was pretty good, but that game's pretty good. The sticks themselves, I think last time you guys were talking about it, you kind of try and describe it, and they remind me of incense sticks.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But it's a good game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice and crisp. So I think that's it for regular board games.
Yes.
For us.
And then the minutes and hours.
Yeah. Do we want to do that after?
We would do that after banter.
After banter.
Banter,
All right.
banter
Yeah.
begins now.
Okay. So what shall we banter about?
I said that I was going to come on the stream to play whatever you guys are playing on Friday, but you didn't message me back on what the plan was, and I'd forgotten by the time I left work and came home. So Tom Fotis came over and we got drunk, and then by the end of the night, Julie and I watched Outbreak, so that was great.
Great.
Okay.
Still a really good movie.
Yeah, Outbreak. Oh, Outbreak.
Yep.
Cuba. And Dustin Hoffman. And some lady that I don't remember her name.
And Kevin Spacey.
And Kevin Spacey.
And
He's the bad guy.
what's Kiefer Sutherland's dad
Yes, he
name?
is.
Something Sutherland.
I don't know.
President Snow from the
yeah.
Hunger Game movies.
Oh, yeah.
Also in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. God, what is his fucking name?
Something Sutherland.
Yeah.
Mr. Sutherland
Yeah.
was also
Yes.
in that film. It's a good movie though.
Fun. How's snowboarding been?
It's been pretty good. The snow's not great right now. I guess Adrian's not here because he's on a helicopter trip, but my fucking helicopter trip was awesome.
Oh, yeah. You can talk about your helicopter
Yeah.
trip. That's way better than Adrian's helicopter trip.
Donald Sutherland. There you
Donald, yeah, Donald. There you go.
Old Donald.
On my Silverton trip, the snow was also not great. So we did the first run, and I was like, well, I am enjoying myself, but I'm not like super hyped. And if you've been snowboarding with me, like I get like real amped. I get very excited, and I'm go. And we drove down to Silverton, which is, I don't know, 6 hours away, with my friend Alan. He works in Alaska and just bought a new like live-in van. So he bought like a Sprinter and pimped it out.
Oh, okay.
Like super duper pimped it out. We drove down there, and the first run was pretty good and it was okay, but the guys we were with were slow, so we were dilly-dallying. We go to the second run and it took forever. Like people were already on their third ones, so I was getting frustrated, and we got to the top to get on the helicopter, and then right as we get to the top, they go up to our guide and was like, hey, we need you to go do this thing instead. He's like, well, we're going this way. He's like, no, you got to go this way. He looked at us. He's like, well, I guess that works out great for you guys because no one's allowed on that run. We keep it for the private tours, but I know this sounds stupid, but we need to go over there and dig out a landing pad for the private tours because the helicopter hasn't been over there in a while. So we need to go in the small helicopter, dig out a landing pad. That way the bigger helicopter can come later. He's like, this sounds bad, but it's worth it. Trust me. So they split us up and we got on a helicopter with a different guide. And he's like, hey, we're going to bring my 2 friends because they know how to set up the landing pad. And then we got in the helicopter. It's this tiny little helicopter where if I would have reached forward, I could have steered the helicopter myself. And the pilot sitting there joking with the 2 guys next to us.
You mean crashed the helicopter?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So the pilot turns around and he's talking to his 2 friends about skydiving. And he's like, yeah, we went skydiving yesterday. And as we were going up to the height, the door blew off. And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, no. The door blew off. Like, we did not find the door. So he was like, oh yeah, but we're gonna go tomorrow. You guys want to jump with us tomorrow? And he's like, yeah. And then he looks over and the guide gets in and they're telling him where they're gonna go for what run it was. And they start talking on the walkie-talkies because the propellers go up. And then he just turns around to us and he's like, well, it looks like you boys just won the lottery. And then he looks forward and he does like the point at his eyes, point at your eyes, and points forward thing. And he just lifts up, swoops down, and then rides along the gully, comes up to the chute, and the chute's super gnarly. He goes right up the chute, so there's rocks coming up both sides, and as soon as he crests the top of the peak, he does a full Red Bull, like 180, drops down the other side, and goes and swoops, and then does like spiraling corkscrew strafing runs up, and then comes back. Like it was like a 5-minute ride of like this crazy shit. But that's because his 2 friends were in the back seat, and he's like, sorry, you guys have to be on this trip, but you're welcome.
Is that the video that you put on the Slack channel under Snow Sports?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, you can't post this on social media. This didn't happen.
Okay. I mean, don't go to there and watch that video, everyone.
Definitely don't do it.
Nope.
He didn't say don't post it on Slack for a bunch of nerds.
That's true.
It's going to be gone sooner or later.
Yeah, exactly.
Gone forever.
So that was pretty fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that sounds cool. At least you didn't break 2 snowboards.
I know. I mean, that sucks. I'm not sure how that even happened, but
What did Adrian do to his board? I don't know what that word was.
He says it's core something.
he had a core shot.
Yeah, what was it?
So the board has a big gash in it.
Okay.
Or on the side, it's like the plywood is like splitting. One or the other.
Gotcha.
Is that what's like on the bottom of my board? Where it has that big gouge out the
Yeah,
bottom?
but yours isn't actually a core shot. It's just a gouge because
Okay.
yours actually didn't go up through.
Gotcha.
And I P-Tex it down. So
Yes.
close.
Okay.
That's been snowboarding though.
So it sounds like whatever you did wasn't as bad as what Adrian did.
Ant did
No,
that
yeah,
to his
I
own
did
board.
that.
Oh, okay.
I just now own that board.
There's a reason I don't do rails anymore. I went up off of a jump to go onto a rail, and normally, there's a long rail, and you go on top of it and go along. Instead, it was like a pencil poking through a piece of paper. It was I went up to a rail, and it was just straight onto the tip.
Oh, no.
And I crunched. And I gave myself a black eye with my knee.
Oh, boy.
Ouch.
But I still didn't break the board, so.
That's good.
Yeah, board's fine.
Board's fine.
The board breaks other things.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I had that board, I would have rode today. I would have walked over to the park. It's still it's 70 degrees in Denver, and there's still a rail park where you can go on your snowboard and go on the jumps.
Huh, neat.
Nice. Anything else going on, Jeff?
Been playing some Hunt Showdown. Trying to get my crossbows unlocked. Crossbows are great because they're really quiet. And I'm running 2 hand crossbows. So you can only hold one weapon in your hand at a time. But so you shoot with one, then you swap the other one and you shoot with that one.
Okay, all right.
It's great.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Man, if I had Quartermaster, I could have a big crossbow and then a hand crossbow. So I shoot with the big one and then I can follow up with the small one.
Gotcha.
No one knows I'm there.
No one knows you're there.
I die a lot with them because they suck.
Is this like a PUBG type game?
A little bit. It's only 12 player. It's super brutal. It's late 1800s weaponry. So there's no real automatic weapons. Like there's some weird machine loaded Mosin Nagant like Russian rifle that can hold 15 rounds and it fires like 2 at a time. But but you have 15 rounds and that's it. That's all you got. If you blew your 15 rounds,
gotcha.
You're going around to 15 different ammo boxes and picking out one bullet out of each one of them. Like ammo's super limited, unless you use like compact ammo or medium
Gotcha.
ammo, but they have a lot less impact power. And everyone uses the fucking Sparks rifle, which was like the Buffalo Hunter rifle.
Oh yeah,
Because all these are technically licensed because these companies still exist, so you
Right.
can't call it whatever it was. Still, it's like it's not a Colt pistol; it's a Caldwell. So yeah, Hunt Showdown. I've been playing that like every night with my friends back in Chicago.
I've seen that. Yeah. Yep. Every time I turn on the computer, I'm like, hey, look, there's Jeff on Steam.
Yep, Jeff's playing Hunt with his
Weird.
friends. Look at Jeff playing games with his friends.
Yeah, like an asshole.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Yep.
I just play Factorio by myself, and
Man, your Factorio map was nuts. Like with the cells, with the trains, and you want to do a honeycomb one next or something? Have you started that
skipped it,
nightmare?
and
Okay.
I added new mods, and I'm doing a more complex version of Factorio.
Okay, great.
Oh yeah, because that's what that game needs.
Now what it took me to get to launching a silo is basically the first 15% of the game.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's nuts. I'm waiting for Satisfactory to get out there. It seems like it is nowhere near as neat and I don't know what's
Refined.
what's a nice word for calling Factorio what it is. It's much simpler, but it has a very similar like bring these resources to here to make these do this. But it is like a first person sort of 3D game, not sort of like a top down sprite looking game.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
But it's only on the Epic Game Store, so
Gotcha.
I don't really have an interest in buying it right now.
Understandable.
I think Borderlands 3 is hitting Steam soon.
It is.
Yeah, because it only had a 6 month exclusivity window. Control's going to be on Steam soon too. Maybe I'll just buy Control again.
Yeah. Paul wanted to know what was the mod that you were playing with.
Crastorio and space exploration.
Okay.
So you can put more than satellites in rockets,
It's
or more than just rockets.
definitely more. It's halfway to Angels Pops.
Okay, and
It's still
yeah, boy.
it's still a lot.
Yeah, and Angels. Which one is the one that breaks down basically every metal
Oh, that's
into like,
C block.
Okay.
That's you fuck off. Like it's like 4,000 hours to beat it. No, that can't be right.
400?
450 hours to beat
That's-
it. 450 hours to beat it. Maybe that sounds right.
Ugh,
Pass.
yeah, that's some time.
Yep.
I'm under 900 hours for Factorio.
I think I just broke 200 in Hunt.
Yeah, see, it's not that much.
Nah.
Uh,
Game's only been out 2 years.
now the insomnia streak just need to kick back for me.
Yeah, and boom, crush it.
Yep. Well, I don't really have anything worth talking about, so
Great.
Yep.
How's your new car?
still good.
Still a new car.
They replaced the radio on it, which was good.
Was the radio broken?
No, the USB port where I wanted to plug in, like for the Apple Auto CarPlay and stuff like that,
Yeah.
didn't work, and so they replaced the USB unit, and then they're like, "Well, that didn't fix it. Guess we'll have to replace the radio then," which cost $1,800.
And how much out of your pocket?
Zero, because it's all under warranty.
Yay!
And I was like, good to know. And also, if I have to replace that after the 100,000, really think about how hard I want to replace that.
You know
'Cause
a
it's-
guy that knows
yeah.
a guy.
Because it's like a floating radio. It honestly, it looks like a Wii U controller.
Okay.
Like the tablet thing.
Yeah.
It looks like they just sort of put that on a car and they're like, there's your radio.
All right.
But I enjoy it. And it's just nice having to not think about Lyft at all. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Freedom.
Yes. Just been playing VR. So much,
That's a lot of VR.
a lot of table tennis on that.
I haven't played much VR since we did the big Christmas
Yeah.
Eve get together.
We need to get the Star Trek away mission because it's crossplay.
Bridge Commander?
Yeah. Or whatever it's called. It's,
Yeah. The Star Trek simulator.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Which, speaking of, I think I'm gonna have an Artemis Day at my house.
Artemis.
The Star Trek simulator.
Yeah.
I hate Star Trek, but it's cool. It's
It?
like a Space Cadets, but a video game.
It's a video game.
Yeah, everyone has their own console, and you play as different positions in
But
the
you have to have like your desktop in front of you or
or a laptop,
a laptop.
like normal people do.
I don't have a laptop. Fuck that.
I know,
Laptop
but
doesn't play games like I want to play games.
sure. But I'm gonna put up.
Unless
I'm
you find a laptop that plays the Hunt, then Jeff's interested.
I'm sure that exists.
Yes.
so I'm gonna actually hang up curtains in our living room to section it off.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
and use the projector as the main screen.
Headphones.
Yeah, but you'll basically it works really well as like a 5 versus 5 game. And when I think at like Gen Con, yeah. I remember at Gen Con, we walked downstairs at the stadium, and they were doing those rooms with the video games in it. That was Artemis
was one of those. Okay, nice, cool.
So you have everyone has their own computer with their own console, and they do different things in the game, and you are trying to do a combined objective to do whatever the hell you have to do. Whatever, combined objective. But yeah, so we're talking about doing that.
Neat. There was actually a good episode of Picard.
That's what I heard from you.
Yes, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I liked this. This one episode, almost
the very fan service heavy one,
extremely fan service heavy one, made the other 5 almost bearable just to get to that one point. So we'll see what happens Thursday.
Did it seem like they added it to be fan heavy?
The little bits I had seen in previews were from this. I had seen a couple little scenes like this before.
Gotcha.
Who knows what they changed in like last second editing, but yeah.
Like how can we make Jeff the most annoyed at this? And then right before he's like, fuck it, we'll do a good episode, and then just keep stringing him along.
Yeah.
They bring back a Khan clone, but he was actually part parrot.
The cockatiel DNA got mixed in there.
If only.
His blood can bring people back to life, but only bird people.
Only bird people.
In my culture, that is considered a dick move.
Yes. I had to install Hunt on my solid state drive because it just takes forever to load.
Yeah.
You start and it's just like, all right, now I have to wait 2 minutes for this fucking game to load. So solid state it went.
Nice.
It was the first time I'd reinstalled the game, and when I started up, a different song was playing on the character. I was like, do people not know the song exists if they haven't reloaded this? Is there a new song? Why don't I know what this new song is? I was like, it's like a whole new game.
Yep. Well, shall we? I think that's a good amount of banter.
Go into our various minutes.
Yes. I'm going to start with Blood Bowl, Jeff.
Let's start with Blood Bowl.
Bloody minute, engage.
So I played my first league game of season 10. My new dwarf team, the crazy Karakians, versus Some Like It Rot, a Nurgle team. Which a Nurgle season 1, game 1 is not peak Nurgle that I have been having to deal with, especially last playoff season. Dwarf team always pretty much starts exactly the same. 2 blitzers, 2 troll slayers, 2 runners, 3 rerolls, 5 linemen, and go. He was playing with 4 warriors, his big guy, the Beast of Nurgle, 1 Pestigore, and 5 Rotters. I wasn't expecting much out of this just because we're nothing like base skill teams. There's not a lot of hot action. No real guard to fuck other people with. You just have to be like, I have block, you don't.
Sucks for you.
Yep. You have foul appearance? Is that the 2+1? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Disturbing presence, throws.
Disturbing presence is catch, intercept,
and throw.
Moving
the ball.
Yes. His foul appearance really sucked in this one. Like I constantly was hitting the ones on it, and it was happening with Troll Slayers that were going to get 2 die blocks back to back because they have Frenzy and Dauntless. One question that I have is: do you roll?
Yes.
I know you roll Dauntless each time. Do you roll foul appearance for each hit?
Yes.
Okay, I was doing that each time. I assumed you did because you had to roll Dauntless again. You would have to roll the foul appearance again. But I'd roll the 1 and be like, well, there goes those 2 hits. Did that multiple times, but I didn't have to worry about that for both of my Troll Slayers because 1 got casualtied out in the first 4 turns.
There you go.
He blitzed it and just rolled no apothecaries yet, and just rolled like boxcars, followed by like a 10, and it was like gone. Nice thing about this is it's oven mitts in the first 2
so it's just
preseason
badly
games.
hurt.
We have scheduled preseason games like I've talked about before, so it's just auto badly hurt, which kind of sucks for his Nurgle. But it's preseason because Nurgle, if they kill a player, can get a free rotter.
Right.
But they can't get that in preseason.
Gotcha.
Because it's auto badly hurt.
Right.
But they also get the benefit of not having to worry about any of their guys get hurt.
Yes, because their rotters, whenever they are casualty, take 2 casualty rolls and take both results.
Oh, both? I thought it was the worst one.
No,
Oh, damn.
they just take both. If they're minus strength and minus strength, they are -2 strength.
Food. Sounds to me like they're retired.
Yes, it does. Basically, if any rotter ever takes anything, they're dead because they're only 40k.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, who
That makes
cares?
sense.
but they are foul machines. Speaking of fouling machines, I fouled his Beast Nurgle pretty early. Got a stun on there, which was about all I did to his whole team the whole game. I KO'd a Rotter a little bit after he casualtied out my Troll Slayer, casualtied out another Rotter. Pretty quickly after that, he casualtied out one of my linemen. So we ended up being tied player-wise, but I ended up scoring in the first half on a defensive touchdown when a blocker caught it on a 6. A blocker is movement 4, dwarf, edge 2. So I had to hit the guy off of him so he could run because he's not dodging away. Ended up doing a go for it, didn't hit the tripwire, got the defensive touchdown on my 8, which was the end of the half because he started. Went to the second half, got to throw a rock, hit his Pestigore. If I knocked that Pestigore out, he'd be trying to run the ball with Rotters. Unfortunately, all I got was a stun on there, which is, like I said before, basically all I did to him all game. My armor rolls weren't great, and then when they were, I didn't do much. He had one turn where he stunned 3 dwarves, which meant he broke armor 9 on 3 of them in one turn.
Ooh.
That was real rough. That's when he scored on my defense. Almost had another touchdown. He got... I had opened up a hole for my runner to run through, who failed the 3+ reroll dodge and fell over. But I was able to protect the ball enough to where we ended up in a 1-1 tie.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Both scoring on defense.
Both scoring on defense. Yep. Yep. But yeah, I thought my block was going to do a little more. He only really ran into it in the beginning, and then he was just rolling well enough to where it was either pushes or pows to knock me over, which was about it for the game.
Gotcha.
He only had one guy with Mighty Blow. It's his big guy, but once he started rolling some armor rolls on his fancy metal dice, he started pounding me.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Nice.
I got guard on my guy that I got the MVP on my lineman that got the touchdown. So we got a skill, regular skill, got guard because fucking dwarves and guard. Just guard. I could have gotten a skill on a Troll Slayer or a Blitzer, which would have been, or I could have gotten a skill on a Troll Slayer, or the Blitzer would have just gotten 5 SPP.
Right.
But Troll Slayer with, I'll probably go Mighty Blow to start with, because my season is a lot of edge teams, and so the Troll Slayer can just kind of pound into armor 7 over and over.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I got multiple Skaven teams, some Wood Elf teams, Dark Elf team. So unless he gets doubles, I think a Mighty Blow Troll Slayer would be nice.
We don't play, right?
No, we do not. I think the only person of our personal friend group I play is Thursby.
That's like later half of the game.
The second to last game.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Game 8 of 9.
Okay.
Yeah. He has a treatment. Maybe that treatment will be long dead by then.
Maybe.
I don't know if he's
what
really
else?
going to have a treatment by the time he starts his first game. That's just such a dumb thing to do. What
He
else?
wanted to try Treat Man.
Why?
Yeah. What are you playing this season?
I'm playing Amazon, but before I say that, still on the Nurgle train.
Oh, yes. Still on the Miracle Train.
I had a Nurgle team. I'm pretty sure I've showed you multiple times that Nurgle team on Fumble. They're the 4-time second place champs, but they had a star player, a Rotter, who killed, retired 16 people.
Wow.
And on my last game, she died.
Uh-huh.
Decay, dead. And I was playing against an undead team.
Uh-huh.
So they set up for defense. I immediately killed her again and got her back.
Wow.
But in Fumble, when you kill, or no, it doesn't even matter. So I killed it, but because it turned into a skeleton, it had regen, and you can't decay a regen. You can't Nurgle rot someone that has regen. So I killed her and did not get her back, actually. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was star player.
You'd get her back as a 40k Rotter, not as a...
No, I retired the team after that. She died. My star Rotter died.
Star Rotter.
I had a playoff game where she killed 6 orcs.
Wow.
It was great.
What
He
skills?
raged. He was raging like super hard. No,
I'm sure.
she rolled doubles and had blocks. That was it.
Doubles?
Yeah, on fouls she killed.
Oh.
She never gets banned. It was great.
Nice.
Anyway, but this season I'm playing Amazons.
All dodge.
All dodge. In a season that has 4 Chaos Dwarves and 4 Dwarves, which is
Yeah.
bad.
I think I'm playing against at least one of each of those. I think my last game of the season is against Chaos Dwarves,
Gotcha.
which is not great.
Isn't that what Thursday playing?
He's Wood Elves.
Oh, what else? Okay. Paul's
playing
that's what it was.
Chaos
Okay.
Yes.
But for how many Blood Bowl teams I own, the 2 that I was holding off for were Halflings and Amazons. Because for Amazons, in my mind, they're very Mayan themed. And I really wanted like something with headdresses and Mayan like symbols on them that weren't overly sexualized. And then someone finally released one, so I got it. And why would I not play the team I've been waiting a long time for?
Yeah.
Same thing with Halflings. I really want like a perfect mix of cartoony with fun and interesting. I feel like usually the Halfling teams are not necessarily the style that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're generally all human stat lines with armor 7.
Correct. So,
Okay.
but everyone starts with dodge, and then they have 4 blitzers that start with blodge, which is crazy. It's
Yeah.
really good unless you play a lot of dwarves and chaos.
Who's your first match?
Against Tom Photos, the legendary Tom Photos.
Lizardmen.
Lizardmen, which is
Lizard-
convenient for me because he doesn't know how to play them very well. So I've been like trying to teach him how to play, so that way when we do play, I don't have to answer any questions.
Okay.
I'm like, I gave you fair notice of strategy. Like, there's nothing that I'm going to help you do during the match unless it's rule based.
Okay.
But Lizardmen and Amazons at 1,000 is kind of a 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit him, but you both go down on the blocks.
But I have 4 blockers.
Yeah,
He has no blockers.
he has none. Did he start with a no? Did he start with a Crocs?
I think he has Crocs. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how you would really choose to start without a Crocs.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Still,
I'm
there's not much else you really need.
No.
6'1", and then whatever you got left. Yeah, but you don't even need it.
No.
So
I need. When's the redraft? We redraft.
yeah, I was gonna write a new program or a new spreadsheet to
I am firing the shit out of my Crocs. Oh, he sucks. After that wonderful.
Bloodthirster. For how many games that Bloodthirster, and he was made out of some steaming garbage.
Yeah, big steamy pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's
Right.
Blood Bowl.
That's Blood Bowl.
Yep. Now on to Kingdom Death.
Now on to Kingdom Death. Now Zach can talk
Take his
again.
headphones off,
There you
turn
go.
into Adrian mode.
Yep,
I'm not
there you-
leaving or anything. I'm still gonna pay attention to you, but I'm gonna jam on this chat stream here.
So we played Kingdom Death.
Yeah.
We were continuing on our campaign of the People of the Stars. With that, we where we last left off with a bunch of people dying,
Yeah, we had we had 10, I think we had 10 people dead at that point, and we had
which is an extreme amount for any of our games.
yes. We just was getting unlucky.
2 of with an intimacy. The people we brought over from Clinging Mists, a bunch of them immediately died, mostly because of the mistakes of being like, we can fight these level 2 things with all
Yeah.
this gear, and it's not really the gear that was doing it. It was all the things that we could spend our survival on.
Oh yeah, and then we're like, oh no, we don't have dash, we don't have surge, we don't.
Yeah.
Oh no,
And it just pounds and pounds and pounds. And especially if you get hit in the same spot over and over.
yeah,
Thankfully, that didn't really happen in all of our future games
Mm-hmm.
today. Everything was damage-wise was pretty well spread out.
yep. When it actually mattered for that,
Yeah.
because you know what, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes we do we're just doing a hunt event, and then we have
So this was our second game
yep.
back. We hunted a level 1. I think we started going back for the Gorm.
Yep.
Murdered the hell out of Gorm. We got our Song of the Brave and went back and killed the Gorm. And then we were like, all right, now we need some
Antelope.
antelope.
So we fought a level 2.
We wanted to fight the antelope for some reason.
Resources, I think, is what we were.
Yeah, because it gives you the most resources. It's like 6 and 7. So the first hunt event was ticks, where you needed to roll like a 1 or a 2, or you lost all of your survival.
Your survival went down to 0, which everybody but Paul got.
Yes.
So Paul was able to succeed.
Yep.
Whereas everybody else, survival went down to 0.
And then we didn't get like a negative something or another. I don't particularly remember, but basically we lost all survival.
Yeah.
So we moved on to the next space, which was a hunt event with a giant worm, what this giant worm does is he's super huge and ultra scary, and you
Covered in human faces.
Yes,
This
and
No. This is the harvester.
yes, and you are so scared of it, unless you spend one survival, you are immediately killed.
He devours you whole.
And 3 of us had just lost all of our survival, and were all immediately killed.
Yep. Except for Paul.
Who had survival because he did not roll on that tick table, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So we immediately lost 3 hunters who weren't like good hunters.
They were decent.
Yeah.
They were decent. Paul was like the best at that moment because he finally started hitting with a Twilight Sword.
Yeah.
And so he started getting
accuracy with his Twilight Sword.
and then he did a death blow against somebody.
Death blow against the Tyrant.
The Tyrant that got him 2 more weapon proficiency levels.
He drew the one card that you get a ton of awesome stuff if you kill the Tyrant on that hit location.
Yep.
Which is like 1 out of 30 cards or something like that. So that was super good for him, but now he was going into a level 2 Screaming Antelope on Hunt Space 2 by himself and having to go through all the hunt events by himself, Overwhelming Darkness by himself, basically the whole way through.
Yeah. And
he made it.
He made it. He did surprisingly well. He was actually able to do a good amount of damage on it, and the antelope was kind enough to just sort of
massage every part of his body.
Piecemeal the damage to the head, to the arms, to the like in a way
it's kind of going back and forth.
Yeah. Because most of the time he would knock down Paul, and then because he got knocked down on the monster turn, Paul's turn he couldn't do anything, and then
he doesn't stand up until the end of the next monster turn.
Yep.
He said he went through like 10 hunts events.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Oh yeah. And then so he was able to get the thing into about 6 health, and then finally it did
out of like 16 or so,
or
18.
Yeah, something like that. But then he ended up taking an injury on his chest because that's
torso.
Torso. That's a 1 in 3 chance versus everything else is 1 in 6. And he rolled a 4 or a 5.
He rolled a 5,
which was destroyed back.
Yep.
Meaning you can't hold anything that has more than 2 strength.
You can't use any weapon that has like a 2+ strength modifier or more.
Yep, and you only move 3 instead of the 5 that it was. And
minus,
that means
-2 permanent movement.
Yeah, and that meant that he couldn't use the Twilight Sword anymore. He could only move 3 spaces towards the antelope.
And the antelope was moving 7 or 8.
Yeah, and it was at that point he was just like, I give up. And you know what? We were all there. We were rooting for him. Anytime he was able to just do damage,
he's swinging 3 times. He's hitting on 5s or 6s, and wounding on 2s.
Yeah,
because it's like a 9 strength weapon or something insane.
But then once he lost that, it was like, okay, we get it.
Yep.
And so that was a party wipe, and we only had 6 people left. In our
after that
we had 2 males and 4 females, and then because of a event we got, 4 people couldn't.
We got Clinging Mists again.
Yes.
Which we were hoping for that like 9 or 10, because we could be like, all right, let's bring this gear into a new campaign, which we had just done.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we even spent a lifetime reroll on trying to get the Clinging Mists to cling. Unfortunately, they did not.
Nope.
Which we got like a 3, which meant all of those people couldn't had to skip next hunt.
4 people had to skip, and we only had 6, so it only meant 2 people could go. And we were like, no, fuck that. We're just going to end it. And we were like, you know what? We have some endeavors. We can try and make some
new people.
Yeah, if we made babies, we could put armor on those babies and then make them go fight.
Yeah, it's great armor.
It's great armor. But we couldn't get it. I think we ended up getting we got 1 person, and then we got a destroyed genitals, and then it was just like, and then it was like, well, this last one we have to get it, and we rolled a 5, so it was nothing. We're like, all right, fuck this campaign, it's over.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to try another one of the variant campaigns, which
we were reading through in the back of the book. We tried the 7 Swordsman one that one time.
Yeah. The Master of Intimacy, we just didn't have anybody that could really help with that. Paul was like the only one that was consistently rolling 8+ on the augury to get intimacy, but he just failed.
The organ grinder.
Yeah. But so we previously tried to do the 7 swordsmen, but after the second
hunt I think
we had 3 of them die because we didn't get any rerolls,
or they had injuries to where they weren't useful anymore.
And we're like, okay, fuck that. And so we were trepidatious on this one.
Yeah.
Because we're like, so we decided to do people of the skull, and they worship skulls above
Bones.
above anything else, and so you can't wear anything that doesn't have any armor or weapons that doesn't have bone.
The bone keyword.
Yep. But you also, if you named your character something with the word bone or skull, you got a +1 permanent attribute to whatever you wanted minus movement. And then, so we have a lot of people named, like there's Bonesaw, there's Boner, Zoner, Bonecho, Septon, Bonesworth or something like that. And then
Skull-Loris.
Yes, Skull-Loris.
Bone-Loris. I don't know. It was Dolores, and I just threw bone or skull in there.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that the only armor that has like bone on it is one cloak that a lion has.
Yep.
And then
that
helmets.
has no armor.
That has no armor on it. It just helps reduce damage.
Yep.
And then a
bunch of helms.
So you're just sort of naked, like you can't even wear cloth.
Nope.
You're just
can't use a founding stone. It's
naked
fist
with
and
helmets, with bones swinging it at people. And but one nice thing to help with that is you can, if you get skulls, your people just sort of
there's like
consume the
skull ritual.
Yeah, and you consume the ritual. You consume the skulls, and then everybody gets
4 people.
4 people. Sorry, the 4 people you choose. So everybody in whoever you want in your party, gets +1 to all attributes.
All plus movement, plus speed, plus accuracy, plus strength, plus evasion, plus luck.
Plus speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
So that's more attack dice, better crits, more evasion, more strength to your wounds.
So we're just trying to make super quick, super fast, super naked people with helmets.
Yeah. So I think one of my guys ended up at like +2 movement.
Yeah.
He's been in for at least 2. I didn't do him for the 3rd.
I did mine for the 3rd. He's at 8 with like +3 speed, +4 luck, +3 evasion. Yeah, it's just like they are real powerful, but if they get hit, like it hurts
because there's no armor.
Yeah, there's no armor, so you get
in the first hunt we did a level 1 lion. The top card we pulled off was enraged,
which
just gives him a +1 damage. So basically now we're fighting a level 2 lion's worth of damage.
Yeah.
So he's doing a heavy damage with each attack. He ripped off 2 different people's arms.
Yep. But one of them grew back later. So
we fought the butcher, and you got a thing, and it just you can just like grow back an arm.
Yep, and it worked out well.
Yeah, Small got his arm back on.
Yeah. But I was surprised how well this one was going. Like normally we end up doing graves for if people die. This one we're like, we want bones, so we're going to cannibalize people.
Yeah.
Which worked out well. We still had survival's fittest, so that got us more strength and more evasion.
Yep.
And we
got our birth, death, and society principle in the same settlement phase.
Yep.
Which we got 15 or more people. We had our first death, and we had our first new life.
Yeah. It worked out well.
Yeah.
So we've just been going through. We made short work of the butcher. We made short work of antelopes. We haven't had anyone die except for when we got a society principle, when we sort of just exiled somebody.
We turned them into a white speaker or a bone witch or something, and then they just go away. Technically, we killed them and ate them, but unofficially, they're still that person.
Yes.
That was...
Oh, yeah. But I'm expecting us to have a problem soon of, as we're rolling all of these dice and hitting a lot more often, we're going to get more hit locations, and we have a better chance of getting the trap die every time. And so if we hit like 7 things and the 7th one is the trap, then all the other things before it are useless and you end up getting hurt. So we don't want to roll too many dice.
No.
I think we want to get like more powerful stuff because there's a good amount of weapons and things like that can use bones.
Yeah. And I even got the bone earrings that we never really even paid attention to before. If all of your stuff has the bone keyword in it, you get +2 strength and +2 speed. I'm rolling 7 dice.
Exactly.
Which is an insane amount of dice.
Yeah.
Like 4 is a lot usually. Like 5 with like dual wielding katars, which are the fastest thing out there. And I'm rolling 7 with an axe.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can do to counter a trap?
The spear can on a 7+.
If you have mastery, but none of the spears are...
If you have specialization.
Yeah, if you have specialization, sorry. But none of them are bone.
Yeah.
Except... And it's annoying because one of them, the Great Cat Spear, or the King Spear, whatever it's called, is you use a Great Cat Bone and a Lion's Claw, and it makes a spear that's not a bone.
Yep. It's just a heavy weapon item.
It's just a heavy weapon item, and we're like, God damn it. But this one is lasting longer than I expected it to.
Yeah, we're not getting slaughtered.
No.
Now we're getting that kind of built-in evasion and stats and stuff. But we just need more skulls.
We need more skulls, but we need to give them to other people because we can make our
skull ritual is so powerful.
Yes, it is.
Having +1 to every stat is nuts.
Yeah, but it makes up for the fact that
we have 0 armor everywhere.
Yeah, so we're only fighting level 1s. When we fight
helmet, we can get some helmets.
Well, we can get helmets, but if we start fighting level 2s, they'll do 2,
we need to get
3 damage.
We need to get the great cat cloaks
to just remove or reduce the amount of damage.
Reduces damage by 1 down to 1. So it turns a 2 basically into a 1 damage-wise.
But yeah, like Paul was saying here, we were expecting it to be fun for a couple rounds and then be like, okay, now we're fucked, like the swordsman was.
Yeah.
But I could see us going a decent amount on this one, especially with the amount of people we have and how easy.
We've got a lot of people. Yeah. We're using the base game's intimacy table and everything else now. Yeah. So it's been a while since we've played a standard People of the Lantern type campaign.
So it's been going good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's Kingdom Death Hour.
Yes. Only Kingdom Death like 13 minutes.
Yeah, it's less time than the Blood Bowl minute. The Bloody Minute, so.
Yeah. We had 2 minutes.
Nah, it was like 11 minutes for the Bloody Minute.
Oh, it felt longer.
I'm sure it did.
All right, and now it's on to some news and Kickstarter, and not Adrian had no interest in that, so he decided to leave.
Yes. I think his bedtime is like in 20 minutes, so
it's fine.
First up in news, the first of the board game convention cancellations of the year has started.
Yep,
the CMON Expo 2020 is canceled
due to coronavirus fears. Now, that's not the first convention, so like
not the first convention,
and there are festivals like South by Southwest was canceled.
Yes,
GDC was delayed.
Finally canceled.
Yeah,
delayed. Yeah, they were the first ones to kind of buckle after everyone was like cancel, not attending.
Yeah,
but they were the closest to happening because I think they were supposed to be like next week. When is GDC?
I think it was actually like a week or so ago.
Yeah.
So, but this is the first time entering our board game sphere.
Yes. So yeah, CMON Expo. Cool. Do they call it the Cool Mini or Not Expo? Is this their own news? Dice Tower news.
It's Dice Tower news.
Because I don't think I've heard it ever called Cool Mini or Not.
Yeah, I've always heard it just
for a
CMON.
while.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have like a weird trademark thing where they can't call it the CMON Expo because they have it like for a certain amount of years called the Cool Mini or Not Expo.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? It's like we're going to reserve this for like the next for like the next 8 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we want to change the name. We can't.
Oh yeah, there are definitely some companies pulling out of Gamma, but I think there were enough people like in the reserves for that they keep like they're like someone pulls out and someone's like, oh, that means I can go then. Sweet.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that happens with Gamma, but these next couple of months are going to be interesting to sort of see if like some of the big ones like
everyone's talking about Gen Con. Is that going to happen?
Yeah.
I mean, that's 70,000 people.
Exactly.
Unless this is all blown over, I would expect there not to be a Gen Con 2020.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Hopefully Geekway won't get affected, but I don't know.
I mean, that one's still June.
Yeah. I mean, that's 3 months away, so
yeah.
We'll see.
We shall see where things how things evolve.
Yeah. All right. Next up,
I didn't even know what I don't even know what CMON Expo is. This is the first I've literally ever heard of it.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So no, it's just it's their sort of thing that they do. It just is a lot of the stuff that they show and things like that. But it's like it's a bigger one in Atlanta because it's in Atlanta, so there aren't a lot of like big conventions there. Dragon Con's there, but it's more generalized.
Yeah.
So
it's like a Comic-Con type.
Yeah.
Like Wizard World, I think, is like the Chicago Comic-Con or something they call it. I don't remember, but that one's.
I'll have to take your word on that.
Yeah, it's C2E2, which I think is coming up, or came up, or happened, or is about to happen, or is canceled or not. I don't remember.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Next up.
Last up.
Yep.
We chatted a little bit about it in passing, but this is the official news story for Fallout's newest upgrade pack, where they are turning all of the scenarios that aren't cooperative into cooperative capable scenarios. Because Fallout has taken a lot of flack for being, why the fuck is this a competitive game? So they're
Yeah.
coming out with like a little pack. It's like
Yeah.
$15, and it turns everything into cooperative scenarios.
Yeah, that makes us more interested in trying it out.
Yeah. I heard it's pretty good at solo. I've been tempted to actually play it solo
Well, I know there's one cooperative game
in the
in
expansion.
the expansion.
Yes, the
The New California expansion.
New California. Is it New California?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
NCR, New California Republic. That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, New California Republic is the name of the faction.
Oh,
But that
gotcha.
is not the name of the expansion.
No.
I have a cool T-shirt that has the flag on it. Yeah. So it's going to add in all the co-op scenario stuff, as well as polishing up some other skills and things, and adding in some more cooperative mechanics into the trait system and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can radically change your weapons, apparel, workshop, and even yourself. Modifications, mutations, and upgrades. Offering new perks and powers to you and your fellow players.
Yeah.
So maybe this is what will make the game actually worth playing. Who's to say?
Yeah, it's turning basically each of the scenarios into like a faction versus another faction, and then you choose which faction you're going to be, and then you play against the other faction with all of your friends. Yeah.
That seems like the way to go for this game. So
Yeah, hopefully this makes the game better, because I have been interested in wanting. I mean, I love Fallout, so hopefully.
and I have no interest in Fallout, but still interested in trying out.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the old Fallouts were better.
I mean, I gotta assume so.
That's it for news.
That's it for news. Next up is Kickstarters.
Next up in Kickstarter, we have a second edition Kickstarter with Who Goes There, which has very well funded, $202,000 of its $34,000 goal, almost 3,200 backers, still 3 weeks left to go. With this second edition, they have a couple different tiers. They have a $20 upgrade pack if you have the first edition. They have a $60 upgrade pack with the new player character expansions. And then they have a $150 pledge for everything from the first version, edition, and second edition.
And they do have some that it's like if you only want the base game, if you want the base game with 2 player extensions, and then just, like you said, up to 150 for just everything.
Yes, but by far the most popular is the upgrade pack with expansions, and then the whole shebang with all the expansions.
Yeah.
So we played Who Goes There. Did we talk about it week before last week, something like that? We played it at our Wednesday board game night anniversary party. You play as various characters with the thing theme on there.
Yep.
Each of the characters unique has their own upgrades that you get through experience by exploring these various phase 1, 2, or 3 decks that are outside while you're trying to stave off the cold with your stamina. You're also taking strikes from this deck of like either rabid dogs or thing attacks or crazy people that are also in your hangout space. So yeah, it's basically just the 2 locations, and you kind of go between each of the locations, and you build parts with crafting materials to build knives into hatchets to axes. Have a chance to get the wonderful flamethrower. You have various upgrade build tiles for like light, and you're using that to roll various dice that have 50-50 chances on them. What's new in this, which I think is going to be great, they have a new strike system for Frostbite, which I haven't seen much explained here. But new events, new item cards, like a new host test, because there was one character that could do a blood test that you could find out like who was infected. It seems like this is going to have a new kind of like lighter version of that.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't think it's going to be as powerful as the doctor one, but they're going to add keys. Our biggest complaint when we talked about it was you could run into a lockout multiple rounds in a row to where you can't go from inside to outside or outside to inside. If you're outside, you could die pretty easily because you were taking 2 frostbite a turn, or 3 if you're in phase 3, and if you're just getting those lockouts back to back. So there will be keys. Playing this card during a camp lockdown allows you to move to a different location.
That's good.
So people with keys are able to kind of get past that. I didn't really see anything about where they explained exactly what frostbite would do.
Let's take a look. New actor.
Just says it's like a new mechanic, but it doesn't say, because there was regular strikes, critical strikes. If you didn't heal a critical strike, you would just take another strike on your next round. It was kind of like bleeding damage almost. But they don't really explain what the frostbite does exactly. I'm sure there will be various event cards that'll be like, take frostbite. You take additional stamina damage or something like that. One thing we didn't talk about in Banter is we went and saw The Thing this last Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They were playing at the Alamo. One of my favorite movies.
That was really
good.
good.
You hadn't seen it in a long time.
No.
It was probably my 12th time ever seeing the movie.
Yeah.
Third time seeing it in theaters.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, it was good seeing it in theaters.
Yeah.
It's
a great movie.
Love those effects, man. So
I've watched multiple documentaries on just how they made all the effects in The Thing, and they're all great.
That was really disappointing about the new thing is they made a bunch of prosthetic stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then the studios were like
all practical effects,
and then they're like, you know what, we want CGI instead.
And then they filmed and finished the movie, and they're like, all right, now dump CGI on top of all these practical effects, and it was a shame because some of those practical effects were fucked. They were really cool, modern looking shit.
Yeah. I like the stretch goals that this has, or rather
sugar goats.
So
there are literally no stretch goals for this, but.
So you've got like 750,000 certifiable studios employees will divide into teams to see who can build the best flamethrower. $5 million will deliver the game on time.
$50 million will deliver the game early. $1 billion will make Disastronauts our next game and rename the company Disastronauts Studios. $500 million will fund a 2-week-long vacation to Antarctica with the whole certifiable crew for all backers. We'll dig shit up until we find something dangerous, and backers will have the opportunity to dress as their favorite Who Goes their characters and hunt certifiable employees, each dressed as the Thing for sport.
I can always appreciate it when you can tell they're having fun.
Yeah, they're having fun. I mean, to be fair, they're not far off from their $300,000 fake stretch goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested in seeing the second edition upgrade stuff. It's great that they have $20 for the upgrade pack is a good deal, especially because it's really only a new rule book, replacement action cubes for a couple characters, 6 new build menus because they're adjusting some of the build stuff, and then cards. So, and then the expansions will add another 4 characters. I think each expansion has 2 characters in it.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're going to be adding the Cosmic Ray Specialist, the Surveyor/Geologist, the Aviation Mechanic, and then the Comm Specialist. So the one thing that the game didn't have, it had a helicopter mechanic, I think, but then this guy actually has some, but he didn't actually ever add additional helicopter parts into the game, which is how you get to the end game and get on the helicopter and get away with or without a thing on it. But this guy actually seems like he helps sift through the decks for stuff that you actually need.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Who Goes there.
Yeah. When is this? March 2021. So we're looking at over a year delivery on all of this stuff.
But I know when we played it, a lot of people liked it. So
yeah, it's a good game. I look forward to Paul purchasing the second edition upgrade pack. Or Ryan.
Either one.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Jeff.
Next up, we have Viscounts of the West Kingdom and the Tomesaga expansion.
There we go.
Viscounts of the West Kingdom is extremely well funded, $548,000, over 5,700 backers, about a week left to go, and you can pledge this one at its most popular pledge level for $82. That's New Zealand dollars. $53.
Nope.
American dollar dues?
Nope. So it's $128 for the base game, the Tomesaga with promos and the metal coins is the most popular one.
Yes.
For
$82.
Yeah, or $128 for New Zealand dollars.
Yes, New Zealand dollar dues.
Yes.
So yeah, $82 for the Viscounts, metal coins, Tomesaga, or $53 for just the regular copy.
Yes.
So this is 2 games, basically. Game and an expansion, but not an expansion for this game.
Correct.
But it is also for more than this game.
Because what was it? Raiders of the North Sea, like that whole
Rune Saga.
had one connecting that
All
one
three of
and
the Raiders of the North Sea
Yeah.
games into like a
shipbuilders and then
campaign. Shipwrights.
shipwrights and then like merchants or something. I don't remember.
Explorers of
yeah,
the North
that sounds
Sea.
right. Yeah, and so Rune Saga connected all of those. And
Yes.
Tomb Saga connects all three of these.
Tome Saga.
Sorry.
Yes, books, not burial grounds. So we'll start with Viscounts. Viscounts is hard to explain. Viscounts is a bunch of different games types in the same game. It is a deck builder. It is a rondel. It is worker placement-y. It is unique.
Yep.
Tableau building, deck building, rondel. Great. So it's got this cool plastic castle in the middle that is sort of your rondel. You have your various, you have sections that are around this.
The main board segments. Yeah.
And then there are build spots kind of on the outside that you can build on. And if you build like spots that are next to each other, there's bonuses in between that. As you move your workers onto the castle, there's various bonuses there. If you ever get like 3 of your guys on a spot, that's where your rondel kind of explodes and moves to different areas.
Oh,
because
gotcha.
there's 3 tiers in the castle, and then there's 5 sections on the outside, the middle, and then there's 1 in the center.
Oh yeah. It looks like that,
And
yeah.
in the center, you get victory points. That's the one that you want to be in. But as you explode out, you push other people in those other sections out as you move into them.
Okay.
So you're sort of emptying your area, but pushing other people's stuff out.
Gotcha.
But your Viscounts trying to vie for all of the like the faith, the people, and like prosperity or something like that. But you're doing this with a deck builder, who all are variable player power deck builders. So everyone has different decks that they're starting with. And then you're playing these deck builders that will go onto your board, and then they will, after each time you're playing a card, they're pushing on your board over to the right, and some will have instant power, some will have like a constant power, and some will have a power
When it falls off.
when it falls off.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. All the same wonderful art by the guy that has the interesting name that is like Kronk or something. So, I mean, if you've seen any of the Raiders or any of the Raiders of the North Sea type games or any of the West Kingdom games, it's all of this wonderful art. They do make mention of this game will be available to demo and purchase at Gen Con 2020. If you want to pick it up at Gen Con, do not back this Kickstarter. They will have it there, and if you back this Kickstarter, you will not be able to pick it up at Gen Con, and you will probably get this Kickstarter after Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
So they had that pretty...
The Miko.
The Miko.
Yep.
Yes.
The illustrative mastermind behind the North Sea and West Kingdom series.
Yes. So it seems like free promo components. They'll have like double-sided player boards. It seems
For
like
architects, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
think
some
that's
different
for
townsfolk and things like that.
Yeah, and I think that's for if you get the Tomb
Oh,
Saga.
yes, that is the Tome Saga.
Yeah.
So what the Tome Saga is, it's a campaign and co-op scenarios. So this is the 3rd game in the West Kingdom trilogy.
There was Architects, Paladins,
Yes.
and now Viscounts.
Viscounts, yep. So this will connect them all through you'll play them back to back. I assume it's pretty similar to the Rune Saga game expansion.
Gotcha. But I mean, I do like rondels. I really liked Crusaders.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought that one was interesting.
Thy will be done.
Yep. And I like the idea of that you can like push other people around in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, you're all kind of trying to work on the castle, but you're sort of pushing each other out of the way as you do it. It seems like it has a like underworld negative victory point like system in there. Because each of the cards that you play have various tokens on them, but the like underworld token icon is a wild.
Okay.
So the more that you have of that, you get wilds, but they're going to cause you problems because you're going to have debts and you're going to have to owe the underworld.
Which seems like a running theme in a lot of these games.
Yeah.
So,
but then there's other symbols like the blue and orange that you're turning those symbols into various currencies or upgrades or buildings and things like that. So this has construction and recruitment and deck building and rondel and tableau and
yeah.
a video that I had watched for this was like, this game is hard to teach. But they were saying that was kind of the only negative about it. It seemed like it was a super cool game that all these mechanics really fit well together, but it is a bit of a beast to teach.
Gotcha.
Seems cool.
Yeah.
I mean, all these games seem cool. It's just I never get around to buying them. Is the problem.
I definitely would be interested in trying this one out at Gen Con. If it's a thing.
If Gen Con happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are banking on Gen Con happening. I mean, people lose a lot of money on all these conventions not happening. Especially because people have already booked hotel rooms and stuff like that for Indianapolis in August. And it's like, well, sorry, we can't refund your hotel room.
So it's just, for that at least, it'd be just a $50 a cancellation fee or something like that.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we shall see. I'm sure we can talk to people that know more about how that shit works than we do.
Yep.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you should go do that, Jeff.
Yep. So that's Viscounts of the West Kingdom and the Tomesaga campaign co-op expansion.
Yeah.
Super cool.
So that's going to be it for news and Kickstarters.
And that's it. That's all. It's over.
Leaving us to listener feedback.
The wide world of feedback.
Jeff, what does that start out with?
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
We got any of those?
Nope.
You sounded so happy that it made me feel like you did.
Nope. And now you know what you people have done is not send us emails at milehighgameguys.com.
We do have 2 YouTube comments, though.
Yes.
From the most recent episode of Goku.
Of which there are many YouTube videos of our Friday playthroughs up on our YouTube channel that you can catch up since like this last August when we started. I think we're caught up August through December.
I don't
November
know.
Somewhere in there. I'm just
right.
making those noises to myself.
Yes. So this first one is from Matt, because if you remember in the last episode, we're like, where the fuck are these guys at? They haven't commented in a long time.
Yeah.
So Matt responds with just boo.
Boo.
I don't know if that was to scare us, but we're not Ryan, so we don't get scared that easily.
No, not by weird aliens.
Yes.
Sorry, intruders.
Well, you didn't say xenomorphs, so it's fine.
That's fine.
So the next one is from, for the same episode, from Paulo.
For our usual call out to like, Paulo, please.
Paulo, please come back to your corner.
The whole reason we have YouTube is because of you.
I'm still here, guys. I'm jammed with the YouTube videos on the queue. This episode felt like a reunion. Finally, the 3 amigos at the same time. And it's immediately broken.
Yes. No, we had not Adrian.
No, that's true. The Q&A will be on LieriaCon Friday, if there's going to be a LieriaCon due to the coronavirus.
And that is in Portugal.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I don't know what's up in Portugal. Italy's having a hard time.
Yes, they are.
Iran, China.
Yep. And
I'm sure America's fine.
That's what the president said.
They just keep telling us that there's no one's tested positive because we're not testing anyone.
Exactly.
We're not allowing that.
No, if we close our eyes, we can't see the xenomorphs.
Yes. Yeah. That's worked every time. I've seen it in the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of outbreaks.
Yeah. So that's it for YouTube.
Yes. YouTube.com/MHGameGuys. Yes. Mile High Game Guys, not MH Game Guys.
Nope.
Mile High Game Guys on the YouTube.
We have nothing on our BGG guild. That's
2731.
I was about to say 3731. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, 2731 for our guild. The Q&A thread will be up by the time you hear this. I'm making that promise to myself so that I will actually do it. And then that's also where you can see other threads for the episodes and the streams if you want to comment on those. And nothing on Twitter or anything like that. So I think basically we can just go to how you can get in contact with us.
Did you mention we're going to have a thread up for episode 184 and our Q&A?
I did.
Good, because I'm mentioning it again.
Yes. That was the promise I made to myself, Jeff.
Yes.
Was I'm going to have that up. I don't care about episode 184, but it's the Q&A part.
It's the Friday episode of that week.
Yes. Because the next week I will be out of town. So,
and I'm not going out of town till Geekway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here forever, folks.
Yep.
Unless I get sick.
Unless you get the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Just don't touch your face. Just don't.
Nah, I'm just going to do that a lot.
Yeah. Just really touching the face.
Really get in there.
Yep. So let's just, I think we can just lay down all the ways that people can get in contact with us.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
That's
if you would like to send us an email.
And make Jeff happy.
Jeff?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can make Zaf happy by doing that too.
That's both of us at the same time.
Yep. So we're on Twitter as well. Adrian is at MH Game Guys. I am Zach_MHGG.
I'm Jeff_MHGG.
And now I'm going to transition over to you because you did it better than I did last time. So
we are on Facebook.
Yes.
Mile High Game Guys. Instagram, MH Game Guys. Twitter,
which we already did.
MH Game Guys. They're both the same because you can post on one and it posts to both.
Exactly.
That's why we changed it.
Yep.
What else do we have? Twitch.com/MH Game Guys.
Yep.
That's where some people are watching us record this right now.
Which you can watch us on Sundays, record these episodes, and you can also watch us play board games on Fridays.
Yep.
This is also where like the Q&A will be recorded live on Friday.
Yes.
On Tuesdays, MHDD will be doing their newest campaign stuff every once in a while. I think it's once every other.
Yes.
So
every other week.
Yep.
And you can probably learn how Adrian communicated with the rest of his crew while he wasn't able to make that game.
I gotta hope he was shitting fortune eggs.
He's a bird person.
Yeah, he's a bird person. I messaged Leander, but I didn't hear back, so I don't think he's on Slack right now. So I was like, damn it. You can check out our website, milehighgameguys.com. That's where a lot of our links are for the stuff that you hear about on the show or on these episodes. The same. It'll also be in your podcast provider. Hopefully, we'll have a breakdown of
timestamps.
Timestamps. That's
skip all that shit you don't care about.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why we do it. So
or go straight to the bloody minute
or Kingdom. You're just like, I got to get that.
I need it.
Need it.
I do have a few friends in the Blood Bowl that are just like, no, I just listened to your bloody minute and then that's it. I was like, download still counts.
Download still counts. And as always, on Wednesday episodes, we are sponsored by Gray Fox Games.
Yes.
You can go to their website, grayfoxgames.com, to check out a lot of the games they have available. You can pre-order some of their newest one, the
Tortuga $21.99.
Yes.
Not $22.79. That's the
correct,
Cyberpunk. Yes.
Yep. And I believe you can still do the After the Empire as well.
Yep.
The Kickstarter stuff. And remember, all their stuff, if you end up getting anything at retail, any of their Kickstarter things are just Gray Fox exclusive. So you can always buy their stuff later on their website.
I'm looking forward to seeing some Tsukiyumi stuff is going to be hitting soon.
Yes.
Some minis are going to be coming in.
And who knows, maybe we'll play another extremely long game of that in Geekway.
Yeah.
Wes, if you ask us if you want to play, if you can play the game, we will politely decline. So do you have a prepared statement for us, Jeff?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Gray Fox Games, quality games, cleverly crafted. Also, don't act in any way that will excite the enemy's suspicion. A perfect disguise can be ruined by a single odd behavior. Be careful. If you make physical contact with the enemy while in disguise, the disguise will be deselected.
You don't want an excited enemy. That's going to end badly no matter what.
Correct.
All right. So I think that's going to do it for us. Just keep listening to this. Look out for that Q&A segment.
Yes.
And just, keep listening and keep...
We'll be playing a game Friday.
Yeah, Adrian will be back next week. You better
we might attempt a Nemesis again. Because I know Adrian wanted to play that.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if that goes or not.
Yeah.
But as always, Adrian's Adrian, but I'm still Zach.
And I'm even Steven Jeff.
Bye.
Bye.
Media, where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.